Hang on a moment.
Alright, geezers, your favourite person in the whole wide web, back with another terrific instalment of Earth versus the World, Slop Plus, ... this week in, ... Ternet. Hasn't been a lot in the way of a niche-ite internet drama. The world, quite selfishly, seems quite obsessed with this whole Iran thing going on. No idea. I'll cover that later. So if you do have any truths you want broken, do go to the usual address, www. Leave you in suspense. Strictly for my geezers at gmail.com. That is the Arabic numeral for. I'm going a little bit woke here, going all DEI. We do have Arabic numerals. In today's Breaking Truves, Angelina Jolie says she no longer recognises the United States. And this really annoyed me. The double standard. It really is one rule for me, another rule for thee. Because I say I don't recognise the Republic of Ireland. I see it as a terrorist breakaway state. Once I say that once, oh, it's a world of trouble. Yeah, Angelina Jolie can say whatever the fuck she likes about the United States. And to be fair, I do echo her point. I don't recognise the US either. But really? Is she getting raked over the coals for this? No. She's given a fucking award for it. And she looks really thin. Has she always been that thin? Angelina Jolie was Tomb Raider, right? This is... Jesus Christ. We're getting a live update on that. She does not look well in that image. Angelina Jolie... I don't feel she's always been so heroin chic. I feel she's lost weight. Angelina Jolie. Weight. Jolie. 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 Please put on some pounds. Angelina Jolie's 30-pound weight loss. That is not healthy. I can't look at that. In other truths, speaking of things I can't look at. Yeah, I'm late to this, admittedly. I was going to do a video of its own covering this, but realistically, what is there to say? You know, Jim Carrey, once famous for playing the mask, is now wearing a mask of his own fucking flesh and silicone. You know those old sort of battle masks? Those ancient Anglo-Saxon... It looks like he's wearing one of those, but it's made of his own flesh. What the fuck is that? And, I mean, is now a good or bad time to say he kind of looks like Caitlyn Jenner? Right? I'm not being a transogynist. I love the transgenderers. Got nothing against them whatsoever. I'm a liberal. Live how you please. But, right, it's the same plastic surgeon, I reckon. Just age normally. Age like everyone before, I don't know, 1997 did. Throughout all of human history. Just age normal. Fucking hell. Who's the billionaire, like, vampire pedo that wants to, like, commit immortality? Billionaire who wants to live forever. Who's that freak? Yeah, this bloke, Brian Johnson. Like, why don't you just age normally? It's not a bad thing. He's taking blood from children. Fucking hell. I reduced my dad's age by 25 years. This should be illegal. I don't care what you say. No, it's not your body, your choice. This should be illegal. What on earth? And this sort of reminds me of that, frankly. He was aging fine. He went off the deep end with, like, anti-vax conspiracies, I believe. He did the whole vaccines cause autism thing, which is never a good look, really. So he doesn't want a tiny whittle needle. He will, however, have his face injected with plastic. There's more plastic in this bloke's face than a fucking Mattel production line. That's fine. No, that doesn't make you a fucking sideshow. In other truths, who is this guy and why does he host 75% of YouTube channels? This is, oh fucking hell, what's his name? Stephen Whitley? Something like that. This guy, I don't know how he did it. Comment below. He has won, as far as I'm concerned. He gets to host virtually every history adjacent show on the internet with no editing, no scripting, no producing. And he gets paid to do it. I'm the opposite. I do everything and not a sausage. This guy just sits in front of a camera, reads a script he didn't write, over footage he didn't capture, in a video he didn't edit or post or promote, rakes in a stupid money. I can only imagine the money this geezer makes. How did he do this? How did fucking Captain Neckbeard over here do that? I don't understand. And when you search for him, I believe Stephen Whistleage, something like that. Bold British YouTuber with glasses. Simon Bold YouTuber. I think that is his biblically accurate name going forward, frankly. Simon Bold YouTuber. Yeah, he's sort of infested most history adjacent channels on this wretched fucking website. I don't know how he did it, because he really has won. He has no involvement in any of these videos. He gets tens of millions of views, stupid money, and realistically, this bloke could have been replaced by an automaton a few years ago. Why haven't they replaced him with just text-to-voice synthesis? Right? Harvest his voice, harvest his face, not in the Jim Carrey way, and then cut him out. Literally cut out the middleman. Cut out Simon Bold YouTuber. In other truths, absolutely devastated to have to deliver this news. Chicken Nugget apparently partnered with some bloodless corporation, BuzzFeed in this situation, and then they were shocked that the bloodless corporation you got into bed with was a bloodless corporation. Yeah, just because they have desk plants and Pilates Wednesday doesn't make them any less bloodless. Sorry to say, Mr. Nugget, if that's your real fucking name. They were doing some silly animated nonsense for BuzzFeed, and they quit BuzzFeed when it came to light that the corporation was cutting corners by using AI in upcoming projects. They're taking a brave stance. And they wrote some fucking twit longer. I don't know why they had to be seen doing this. This is the exact kind of slacktivism I talk about quite frequently. You want to be seen doing something good as opposed to just doing it. Right? If you don't want to be involved with a bloodless corporation being a bloodless corporation, you could just leave. Or better yet, not work with them in the first place. That's a bold, brave idea there. That's a brave new idea I just thought up. Don't get involved at all. In other truths, Vitaly Dostoevsky claims 3 Filipino lawyers scammed him out of over 400k in legal fees. That's beautiful. I do love to see that. Nothing warms the cuckolds of my heart like seeing a mug be absolutely swindled out of stupid money. I've said this numerous times now, dear viewer, my wonderful succulent view piglet. Idiots being parted with their money is a real gregarious occasion. It is a cause for celebration. And on a totally unrelated note, if you'd like to give me some money, do like/dislike, comment and subscribe. Give me your money now, or you're a child molester. Or you're a child molester. The YouTuber is back to gambling streams and reconnecting with fans, but questions about his legal future and defence costs remain. Yeah, apparently when he was sent to Russia, I don't know how, he was able to get back into the United States. So, with a broken heart, I do have to bring you the heartbreaking truths. Vitaly isn't fighting and dying in some wheat field on the outskirts of Ukraine. He is in fact back in Florida, I believe. living that Mar-a-Lago lifestyle, as to be fucking expected with these ghouls. Honestly, the face never lies, dear viewer. If you look like that, you probably are at least a little bit of a scumbag and stupid enough to get scammed out of 400,000 in legal fees. So there's some good news. This moron has lost some money. The bad news, however, is he isn't being shot at by Ukrainians. In other truths, right, okay, I guess we'll talk about Iran. And Iran all night and day. Don't let me die for Israel. The Rizzler says he is deeply disappointed with Israel's aggressive military tactics towards Iran. I strongly disagree with Israel's tactics, he said. Yeah, and he wasn't the only one to say this. Charlie Kirk says he is deeply disappointed with Israel's aggressive military tactics towards Iran. I strongly disagree with Israel's tactics. Yet most people are not for this highly dubious war because, people need foreplay. Even gormless fuck muppets like the Americans, they need a little bit of foreplay, a light kiss up and down the neck, a sensual massage, perhaps. Even George W. Bush, being how was he described? The retarded cowboy man? Yeah, even he understood. Him and Dick Cheney and all of the fucking creatures of the night, they understood America needs to be primed for this. There is no priming. There is no foreplay, and best fucking believe, dear viewer, there will be no aftercare. You're an anti-Semite if you don't get in the box. The issue with Netanyahu is because he spent so much time in Philly, he does have a slight East Coast inflection. And when I do it, when a filthy fucking foreigner does it, it kind of does slowly morph into Trump, which can slowly morph into RFK. Or sometimes, occasionally, it morphs into Bernie Sanders. The average American worker doesn't have gizmos and widgets and go-go's. When Donald Trump and his billionaire friends are using Windows Vista, most Americans are still on Windows 95. Trump writes Netanyahu strongly worded check. Oh, that will show him. That'll show him $90 billion for Israel. That'll be put towards children's hospitals in the region, I believe. They do mean building children's hospitals, right? baby, Netanyahu. You do mean building children's hospital. He hung up on me. Donald Trump accuses Keir Starmer of... No. Now, I understand Keir Starmer, not everyone's a huge fan of him. I've defended him tacitly, I would say. This isn't true, mate, is it? Gmail me. Starmer, Gmail me immediately. Donald Trump is accusing you of... And that could bring down this whole fucking Labour government. I'll say it now. If the allegations of Starmer... Where do we go from here? Right, because it's one thing... Right, to accuse Keir Starmer of all the things he's actually done. To accuse Keir Starmer of... I just hope it's not true. And speaking of Keir Starmer, yeah, I think he's doing all right so far in keeping us as far away from this mess in the Middle East as possible. We are defending our allies in the Gulf at their direct request, but beyond that... Because it's looking more and more likely that there will be boots on the ground. And listen, if America wants its sons and daughters to die for Israel, that is their right, okay? That is codified in the American Constitution. I believe it's the 18th Amendment. Americans have the right, the God-given right, to fight and die on behalf of Israel. That's fine. That's them. If that's their kink, if that's what gets them off, God bless yourself. Not us, though. Keep us out of this one. We have nothing to do with this. Keir Starmer's getting a slap on the wrist from Tony Blair, so that's always a good sign. Because if Tony Blair, the fucking Goblin King, thinks you're doing a poor job, you're probably doing just fine. Trump's not happy about this, obviously. He started calling Starmer a, quote, loser. He just thinks Starmer has no future anymore, which is a bit rich coming from a geriatric child raping blob that will be dead within 16 months, but alright, okay. I've written a little bit of a protest song. It's called Dying for Israel, open brackets, sending your sons and daughters to die for Israel, close brackets. It's a little bit politically charged, but I think it really does meet the moment. You know, this is my Dylan, this is my Springsteen, this is my Young. And play it now. Dying for Israel, sending your sons and daughters to die for Israel. In other truths, and return to one of the great features of this channel, one of the okay features of this channel, algorithmically challenged, where I come across things I find quite bizarre being suggested to me, and they really do leave me wondering, what on earth did I do to deserve this being promoted to me? Here we have a real Pikachu, evidently, going at £470 on Etsy. And that really is, I mean, honestly, not to be insensitive, that kind of looks like Jim Carrey, to be honest. Fucking hell. All three of them going to the same plastic surgeon. Here it is. Here's the lovely little fella bobbing around. And me, please, kill me. You know, just awful. Like, his life is suffering. I have no mouth, but I must Pika. £468, local taxes included, for a real Pikachu in 9 baskets. 9 poor, hapless, or lost souls are buying this, apparently. Returns and exchanges accepted. You know, because obviously when you bring it home and find out it's fucking haunted, it's possessed by, you know, the souls of some Native American tribe, you are at least given the decency to send it back to whatever hell spawn it fucking came from. And I mean, in the video you can see wires behind it. It is some sort of animatronic. Why doesn't the real Pikachu do all the history videos on YouTube? Yeah? Simon Bold YouTuber, you've got some fucking competition, mate. I'd much rather watch this fella bop around covering the purges of Saddam Hussein than watch your fucking cue ball lost down the back of the sofa face, wobbling your chops about, I don't know, what's a historical thing? Pol Pot, yeah? Pol Pot, ... misunderstood, question mark? Doing a fucking deep dive on that absolute lunatic, what was his name? Nguema, who dressed up like Santa Claus and killed a bunch of people in a football stadium. Doing a deep dive on him. I'd much rather see real Pikachu hosting it, to be honest. Is that everything? Yeah, I think so. This one's been mediocre. I had such dreams. I really did. I had so many hopes. Alas, I love you. God bless yourself. Like/dislike, comment and subscribe. Comment anything. Personal insult, string of numbers, your home address. What do you think about America's dubious, illegal intervention in Iran on behalf of Israel? Are you a fan? Do you actually think it's not great? Do you think that this is putting the whole world in a very precarious place? Big man Starmer, stay true. Yeah, stay true. If you can keep us as far away from this Middle Eastern mess as possible, you will get my flowers. Right, the left and the right, they're gonna squeal and shit themselves no matter what you say or do. Keep us out of this one. Sakir of Starmer, thanking you very much.
Imagine there's no Israel.